Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brilian Dwinata. Today I'm presenting the evaluating mechanical behavior of PLA under various strain rates using stereolithography 3D printing method. Okay, I would like to share the slideshow. Okay, the contents of this presentation is divided by four sessions. First is introduction, and then the research methodology, and then the results and analysis, and the final is the conclusion. Okay, the role of PLA is an aliphatic polyester known as biodegradable and biocompatibility. Its capability to break down into non-toxic lactic acid within biological environment positions is as prime material of biomedical uses, such as statues, drug delivery system, and bone implants. This study focused on the mechanical characterization of PLA with respect to its application in bone implants. We can see from the graph, the PLA itself is have a 10.4% of total production worldwide capabilities of bioplastics. This is one of the most used of the plastic in the world. Okay, the next is the psychological strain rates. We can see from the graph for the physiological strain rate of the real bone during walking, running, sprinting downhill, very high impact, it occurs more than 10 power of minus 3 seconds, second power minus 1. We can see from here and up to 100 second power minus 1 of the strain rate. The psychological strain rates in the human bones is much higher than the general quasi-static testing. However, the researchers generally only provide information of quasi-static testings because it is relatively easier to collect data rather than psychological strain rate testing. Why the strain rate loading is important? One of the research reported that the cancellous bonds are strain rate dependent. We can see at the various strain rates, we can see that the psychological strain rates occur within the 0.001 up to 100 second. So we can see the properties of the real bone is dependent by the strain rate. So this research is important to investigate the model of characterization of PLI on its role of bone implants. The objective of the study is are the synthesis polymer base of bone implant samples and then the mechanical parameter extraction of the samples in compressive and tensile tests, and then the final is the constitutive model of materials at quasi-static strain rates. Okay, this is the methodology of our research. The first one is literature review, and then the synthesis of PLS samples, and then it is divided into a compressive test, and then the compressive tensile test, and then compressive and tensile test at different strain rates, and then data processing and constitutive modeling. And then the final is validation of the constitutive model. These are the results of the research. So this is the samples of PLA. This is the compression test results. So the compression test is divided into six different sample. The three, three of first sample is uh, has a strain rate higher than the three following samples. So the first strain rate is 10 power of minus 3, and then the next is 10 of the power of minus 4. We can see that the young modulus of the high strain rates is rather bit higher than the young modulus of the lower strain rate. So do the compressive yield stress tell the same? We can see from the graph that the gradients of the blue or the high strain rates is a bit higher from its elastic region rather than the red one. So the modulus elasticity is higher too. Also, the yield stress or ultimate stress at the ultimate stress before the elastic region, the blue one is rather more durable than the low strain rates. This is the statistical analysis of compression test. We do the t-test method to determine is it significant difference between the average value of Young modulus or not. So the p-value is much lower than the 0.05. So the conclusion is there is a significant difference between the average value of Young modulus and the average value of yield stress. We can see that the block diagram, it tells that the value of elastic modulus or yield stress is vary from the strain rates difference. This is the tension test result. It says the same thing that the value of the higher strain rate, we can see that in the blue graph, uh, rather than the value of this lower strain rate is for the high strain rates is rather higher than the low strain rates. This is the Poisson ratio calculation. We determine the Poisson ratio by divided of the strain delta strain of lateral divided by the delta strain of longitudinal. So we can see the value of Poisson ratio at the first is not stable. We we may we may determine the Poisson ratio at the stable region. We can see that at the strain of 0.04, the elastic limit is become more stable. So we can conclude the Poisson ratio of this sample is 0.4. These are the true stress and true strain. And then we finally come to the constitutive model of simplified Zhu-Wang-Tang. These are the constitutive model. There are two elements. The elements one is a nonlinear spring, and then the second element is the element models of Maxwell's element, and then this is a despot. So the constitutive model, this is a simplified model of the original model from Zhuang-Tang. So the original model of Zhuangtang is consisted of three elements. So this is the original model is consists of three elements that's parallelized. So this is the simplified model that's only covered of the quasi-static region area. So these are only two elements. The model set by the model is set by these expressions. So we have to define or determine all of the constants of this constitutive model. The method of we use to determine all of the constants, we we gather the data from the high and low strain rates model. Then we do the curve fitting with using RStudio software with the NLS-LM function. This applies of Levenberg-Marquardt algorithm used for numerical optimization used to solve curve fitting problems in nonlinear models. So the first one we do the delta sigma in this region. We do the curve fitting method with our experiment. Well, this is the curve fitting for the red line, and then the black one is an experimental data. So the variables obtained from the curve fitting is like this. And then the second curve fitting is defining uh, EO, alpha, and beta. This only take one of the experimental data to be curve fit. Then the final form is like this. All of the parameter is already gathered. And then we do the validation process of the simplified Zhuang-Tang constitutive model. This is the first one. We validate the model and the experimental data at the higher strain rate, or 10 power of minus 3 second power of minus 1. We can say that the experimental data and the model is very similar. We can say that because the value of the R squared is nearly 1, 0.9978. We can say that the model is not valid if the value of the R squared is lower than zero point 0.9. This is much higher than zero point 0.9. So we can say that the model is a valid one. And then the second one is the validation from the experimental data of the strain rate, Hall hour strain rate, or 10 power of minus 4, second power of minus 1. We can say that the R square value is also high, that is 0.9932. So we can say that the model is valid. And then this is the model of failure criteria, more column. This is the combined graph of the tensile and compressive tests. We can see that the blue graph is the compression test experimental, and then the orange line is the tensile test experimental data. We can see that um, for the for for the compressive strength of material have higher mechanical parameter value than the tensile strength. One of the appropriate failure criteria models for ductile materials with this characteristic is more column failure criteria. These are the failure zone of the more column failure criteria. So if the more circle is more circle is exceeding the failure zone, it will break. So these are the plane stress yield surface of more column failure criteria. So the strength of the compression, we can see that this is higher than the strength of the tensile region. So if the material occurs exceeding the line, it we can say that it will not safe, or it will break. These are the conclusion. We gather the data of the compressive and tensile strength, that the compressive strength is higher than the tensile test. And then these are the constitutive material of simplified Zhuang-Tang. And then the final one is the more column failure criteria. Okay, these are of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.